What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a simple email summarizing agent using n8n. Let's get started. Create an account on n8n, and on your projects, click on Start from Scratch. The first thing we're going to add here is a trigger. Here, you can use a manual trigger, an on-app event trigger, on a schedule trigger, webhook call trigger, on a form, submission trigger, when called by another workflow trigger, on chat message trigger, or other triggers. Now, I'm going to choose the on a schedule trigger. And here we're going to set up our schedule trigger. So here, we're going to choose the trigger interval. You can choose seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or customize. I like to summarize our emails at an interval of 24 hours. So I'm going to choose days. Days between triggers, you can say 1. It will trigger at midnight at this specific minute. And then here, I'll click on test setup. And here, you can see we have our output. Here we have our timestamp, date, readable time, day of the week, year, month, day of the month, hour, minute, second, and time zone. I'll click on back to canvas. And then here, we're going to get our emails. I'll click here, and then here, I'll search for Gmail and click on Gmail. Here, I like to get emails we will have gotten during the day. Now, here I'm going to choose credentials. Here, I'll recommend connecting using the OAuth 2, and then click on sign in with Google. To signing in with your Google account, your account will be connected. Now, with our account connected, for the resource, I'm going to choose a message. The operation, we're going to get the emails that we'll have gotten during the day. Here, we can limit the emails to, let's say, 10 emails. You can choose to simplify it and add filters right here. You can include to search if the emails have attachments, documents, and so on and so forth. For now, I'm just going to leave it as is and click on test setup. You can see we're getting 10 emails that we've received during the day. And one thing about n8n is that getting the inputs from the previous module over here, and after you click on test setup, it's going to give you the outputs on the right side, which is really incredible. So here we're getting snippets of one of the emails that we got during the day over here. So I'm going to click on back to canvas. Here you can see we have an output of 10 emails. Here I'll search for the aggregate module, and here I'm going to choose the fields that we like to aggregate. You can aggregate the snippets fields over here. Here I'm going to click on test setup, and here you can see now on our output you can see we have 10 different snippets of our emails. Since we limited our emails to 10, we have only 10 snippets over here. Now with our snippets, we can generate a summary by creating an AI agent, and then after our AI agent has generated our summaries, and then send the summaries to ourselves via email. So here I'll click on back to canvas, and here you can now see we have only one item, an AI node. So I'll search for agent and click on AI agent. We're getting the inputs from our previous node, which is the aggregate node. So yeah, for the agent, I'm going to choose tool agent. Source for prompt, I'm going to define it over here. But we're going to add the prompts to our AI agent. We're going to tell our AI agent to go through this email snippet and identify all the key details mentioned, any specific issues to look at, action items, and what can be learned. Then here we're going to add the snippet. So here we can just drag and drop our snippet over here. And then here I'll come back to canvas and set up the AI model that we like to use. Here I'm going to choose a Google Gemini chat model. Here I'm going to create a new credential and add our API key over here. Here I'm going to add our API key and then click on save. You can see connection tested successfully. I'm going to close and choose our latest. I'm going to choose this model. And here we can add options. For example, the number of tokens, we can add the tokens over here. You can sample temperature, top K, top P, and add other options over here. For now, I'm going to go back over here, and then I'll open our AI agent, and then I'll click on test setup. Now, after we tested our AI agent, you can see here it gave us our output, a summary of one of our snippets. Now, to get the full snippet, I'm going to click on back to Canvas, and here I'll send myself the summary as a draft email. So here I'll search for Gmail, click on Gmail, and here I'll click on create a draft, and then here I'm going to choose my credential to connect with. Results will be draft, operation will be to create subject line. You can say email summary. Email type, I'm going to choose text. Here we can drag our output right here as a message. And now here, I'll test it and see our output. So I'll click on test setup. On drafts, you can see the draft email with the subject line. And this is a detailed summary of our email over here. Here you can see key detail mentioned, where it's telling us the email is promoting the use of AI for image generation and graphic design. And then it's going into more details. Target audience, this is the target audience. It's also outlining the purpose of the email, call to action, and potential benefits. It's also outlining what can be learned, where it's telling us there is a hot topic, focus on efficiency, and then outlining a detailed summary of the snippet over here. I'll go back to Canvas and test our entire automation. Now, to test automation, I'll click on Test Workflow to run it. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. Here, we triggered an interval, and then we got all the emails that we got during the day. Here we're choosing to limit it to 10. And then we are aggregating the emails into one over here. And then with the snippet, we are using our AI agent to generate a summary for the emails. So here, I'll rename this to email summary agent and click on rename. And then after we've generated our email summary using Google Gemini, we are sending the summarized email to ourselves via Gmail, where I'm choosing to create a draft. To test our workflow again, I'll click on test workflow. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. And then on draft, if I refresh on my drafts folder, yeah, you can see a summarized email that we created on our draft folder. And here's a summary of our email. Number one is the snippet focuses on the reasons why potential customers might not buy a product. Reason number one could be lack of belief in the seller or lack of desire for the outcome. Here, the AI is also outlining the specific issues to look at, like trust and credibility, target audience and understanding, and messaging and positioning. And here we have some action items. We're saying based on the snippet, here are some potential action items: build trust and credibility, find target audience, improve messaging, self-reflection. It was outlining what can be learned. Buying decisions are multifaceted. Importance of trust, customer-centric approach, clear communication is key, focus on results. And then the email is concluding by giving us a detailed summary of our email over here. Now, to activate our automation, here, just click on active. And you can see here it's telling us the workflow is activated. Your schedule trigger will now trigger executions on the schedule you have defined. And then here I'll click on got it. And now automation is active. So we're going to trigger our automation at midnight every single day. And then we're going to get all the emails that we got during the day and then aggregate them, summarize them, and send the emails to our draft folder by creating this simple automation right here. And this is one of the example emails that our AI agent is generating for us over here, where it's outlining key details of the email, specific issues to look at, action items, what can be learned, and a deep summary of our email over here by creating this simple automation on n8n. If you have an automation in mind that you'd like for me to create using this tool, just comment down below in the comment section. And if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire automation from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.